On August 9, 1945, Kyoko Hayashi was exposed to the atomic bomb. She was 14 years old. Every year during Japan's rainy season, she wishes rain would never stop, because when it does, August is coming soon again. One month before August 9th, she thinks about her friends and teachers who were killed in Nagasaki. She recalled their faces one by one. This day in 1945, you are still alive. One week before August 9th, she called their names one by one. This day in 1945, you are still alive. You had one more week to live, and you did not know it. One day before August 9th, she shivers. One more day to live. The morning of August 9th, she counts time. One more hour. One more minute. And finally, 1 second to 11:02 a.m. when the atomic bomb exploded. Until she told me this, I did not think of a person who would spend days and hours this way as the memorial of mass killing approaches. "20 years ago, early morning today, the people who were killed on 9/11 were still alive. They had a few hours to live, but they did not know it. Throughout the year 2000, my partner Koma and I had a studio on the 91st floor of the World Trade Center's North Tower. We had a 24-hour studio access. Several assistants were working with us. I remember the views. I remember how the building swayed on windy days. "20 years ago, morning today. I woke up, I sent my children to school, and I went to my gym a block away on West 43rd Street. A clear, beautiful sky with a hint of autumn air. I set my treadmill at 4 miles per hour speed and 10-degree incline. I watched morning news on TV. It must be soon after 8:46 a.m. All the TV screens showed the Twin Towers. The North Tower was burning with gaping holes. I kept walking on the treadmill. I felt it really odd about it, but I did not know what else to do. 9:03 a.m. A plane came into a view and plunged into the South Tower. Everyone in the gym saw this together. I ran home thinking, I have to call my mom. I stormed into my apartment on the 29th floor, put the TV on. Smoke, so dense, so large. Oh, I forgot to call mom. The phone rang 5 times. She picked up. I began to cry. I am okay. Don't worry, is all what I could say. After many tries, I reached my son's schools. They were locked in, way uptown. It's safer there than here. I raised the TV volume up again. The sound of the fire engines filled my home. From the TV and also from the street. Suddenly, I felt cold. Frozen. Watching the TV, I was facing uptown. My window faces downtown. We always had a clear view of the Twin Towers from our dining table. The towers must be burning behind of me. All this morning, all this sitting, I did not know that. I turn my body slowly. It was the slowest turn I have ever made. I held onto the windowsill tight. I never saw a person killed in front of me, but I must be seeing many people being killed. Then the South Tower fell. I saw it fall. In a confusion, I thought we still had a studio on the North Tower. I thought our assistant was still working there. Then the North Tower fell. I saw it fall. I saw our assistant faces as the tower fell. Yoshiki, Tomo, Shoji. For a moment, I thought I had to call their parents. I couldn't. I could not tell. I left your son on the 91st floor. When I realized our residency was the year before, I did not feel relieved. We were spared, but I remained frightened. What if I had to say I left your son on the 91st floor. Eight years prior, there was another attack by Al-Qaeda. A bomb exploded in the basement of North Tower. 6 people were killed and more than 1,000 people were injured. When we got to the residence in year 2000, I managed to forget about that bomb. We were happy with the studio. We gave instructions to our assistant and we left them there sometime. I rehearsed with our musicians there. I invited many friends there. My sons and my mother was up there too. My God, to the world was completely down. I regret it. Before picking up my sons, I went to an ATM to get as much cash as I could. I expected a long line, but nobody was there. I went to a supermarket to get as much food and water as I could carry. But nobody was there. People were crying on the street. I was acting as my mother would. Japan frequently has earthquakes, and she survived the 1945 Tokyo air raid. We learned another plane crashed in Pennsylvania. The passengers fought against the hijackers and saved other people's lives. But they could not save themselves. We did not know at the time the vice president had ordered to shoot down that plane. But I heard my sons seriously discussing for how many people's lives they could sacrifice their own. That evening, the mayor said, "We'll rebuild. The skyline will be made whole again." My son spits out, "Nobody wants to work there." He was wrong. A new tower was built, and there are many people working there, like me. I was happy working on the 91st floor. We had voices of retribution from day one. In my childhood, when people's lives were lost, I saw people in power apologize, sitting on their knees and putting their forehead on floor. But here, nobody apologized. Instead, victims were called heroes. Soldiers were sent. French fry became freedom fries. The president said, "Enjoy life and go shopping." In July 2002, Koma and I put a small mound of dirt right on this spot. We performed a piece we titled "Offering." We wanted to sustain our mourning. We wanted to resist our forgetfulness. My mother had a good death. It was personal, attended by me. She died the way she had wanted. Her death was unhurried and convincingly due. I wish I could die a good death. I wish 9/11 victims could have lived until they could die good death. 20 years ago today, dying in the midst of other people's screams must be so upsetting. How hot it must have been. How thirsty you must have been. Your anguish remains in this wind. Renewed fears, renewed screams, more killings, more wounds. Today is September 11th, 2021. 9/11 victims. We are here thinking of you. Please help us sustain our mourning. Please help me sustain my regret. Nine/11 victims, please help us stop violence. Violence against us and violence by us. Please help us. Please help us.